Hey, my mum has cancer, but it's going to be okay. Welcome back to the podcast. And today with me, I have one of my first guests. We have Coco. She's here. So, Coco has come all the way from London. What part of London are you from?
South London.
So,
Only South
scary.
London. Don't want to throw up any signs, but yeah, South London.
So, all the way from sunny South London. And it is so nice to have you. Thank you so much for coming.
You having me. It's actually an honor to be like one of the first. And I've already said to you, anything for you, Tiggs. Anything.
But it means a lot because I think when you start something new, like it's so nice to
Mm,
have people support you and want to be a part of it and not
of
be like, oh, I've
course.
got to come to the podcast. But it's nice to have you here.
Anytime.
So I wanted to start off with let's get to know Coco. So let's
Mm,
see who you are, what makes you you. Not to sound like a job interview.
mm,
So we met through Made Running.
yes.
I know you do a lot of stuff with Gym Busy, loads of fitness
Yeah.
stuff in London. So tell me a little bit about your community and down in London.
I think like fitness wise, I've actually been doing fitness stuff for probably about 20 years now. But I was like very much a lone ranger. I didn't really do the community thing, but they didn't really exist. So it was just kind of like you just get on with it, you read a bit, you understand what you're supposed to do, and you kind of learn yourself. And I went to one Gym Busy event in May of 2023. And I was like, oh my God, there's people here and they want to do the same things. Like, I love my friends to bits, but they're not like as embedded in the fitness stuff as I am. So it was really nice to find people that I could like consistently train with and be like, hey, do you want to go to the gym? Hey, do you want to go for a run straight after? Hey, do you want to try and do burpees? Hey, do you want to try and do this? And it was really nice to kind of get into that space because also weren't a lot of women at Gym Busy at the first event I went to. So I think I could count on like one hand. And it's been so beautiful to see like the growth in the general community. And I think the more you're kind of embedded in it, the more your algorithm kind of shows you that there are other communities. So obviously when the opportunity to like come up to Manchester for Made Running came up, I'd never met you guys before. And I was just like, oh, we should just go. And I was like, oh my gosh. And now I feel like I'm like halfway to looking for a house here because I feel like I'm here all the time. I've seen you twice this
Yeah.
in the past few weeks. And
You're,
it's just like,
yeah.
why not? It's so beautiful. London, I love London. London is home. But I think if I was ever to move anywhere else, it would either be like Birmingham or Manchester. But I think I've just sort of existed in the fitness community and I found that it's where I find like a lot of joy. Like there's something so beautiful and unified about feeling like good pain and
Yeah.
sharing it with people who experience the same things as you. And that can kind of encourage you, hold you accountable as well. So just being just generally in the fitness space is something that has, I think, molded me to be the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's made me want to be the person that I didn't see when I started out in my fitness journey. So I'm like much older now, and I didn't have that when I was younger. So it's nice to see that I can kind of impact people who are just getting into fitness because, like, let's be honest, there's like a lot of people who wouldn't class like me, and this is not, I'm not upset or anything like that. Um, they wouldn't necessarily class me as somebody who might be fit, but you'd be surprised. I'm very, very strong. I'm
Because you, saying when you said you're very strong, there's
Yeah.
two things on my mind right now. So when you came to, I think it's when you came to Manchester for it might have been like a marathon or something.
I think it was we came for a run with you guys. We brought the guys up. Then we
Yeah.
came back to the
And you
hub
came to the
after.
hub,
Yeah.
and I walked into the hub, yeah, and there was just like loads of people around you screaming, go, 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 go. And you were like lifting like 110 kg deadlift or something. I was going,
Was
whoa, what
it
have I
was
just
120.
walked?
It was 120.
What,
It was 120.
120? Wow, like
But
insane. And
I've
you've done a
loved
marathon.
I have. And I'm doing Hackney Half this year as well.
Yeah,
So I'm
me too.
like very fit just because there's not this universal look of fitness. And I think I do a lot of what I do to kind of show people that don't be intimidated like by how you look. Don't worry about how you look. There's so many things that kind of come into it. I've been much bigger, like much bigger. I've also been much smaller. I feel like I'm quite balanced now. So I'm in like I'm in a space where I'm very, very strong and can hold my pace during
Yeah.
a marathon. If I want to run fast, I can run fast. But it's just this overall concept of what fitness looks like. I really want to try and dispel a lot of those myths around fitness being for just fit people, because everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I've kind of learned from the community, but it's also what I really love about the community, because it's such a visible space now for people to just come in.
Yeah. And it's crazy as well because with the whole fitness space, like you said, like everyone looks so different, but we've all got like our own thing. So like the running thing has been obviously a craze at the minute.
Yeah.
And I respect you that do you still like running?
Do you know what I do?
Do you still like, yeah, I respect that because I did the marathon and I said, don't ever ask me to run anywhere again. So I
You
love
gotta
the
find
fact.
it. No, you will find it again, because last year we were training at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was so proud of you, because I was like, I hate it here. I hate running. Don't ask me to run. I got the ick. Like, I actually got the ick
Yeah.
from running. And I said, I'm never gonna run again. Don't ask me to run. Don't even ask me to power walk. I don't want to do it. And I felt sick at the thought of running, because it took the joy, like the training took all the joy out of actually running, because running is like really liberating.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it became a chore, like, oh, I have to run.
And
And because I was lifting as well, I hated that running was dictating how much I could lift. So I'm just like, can't tell me what to do. You cannot tell me what to do. And then after it was done, I was like, I don't want to run anymore. And I did, I think, 10K, maybe a few weeks later, because I was just like, I've paid for it. I might as well just go.
yeah.
And then I stopped running for a lot of the year. I think I got 3 runs in for the rest of between April and December. Stopped doing track sessions, everything. I just knocked it on the head.
Full cold turkey with it.
But then I decided I wanted to sign up for Hackney Half. And then I was like, I've got to learn to like it again. So I started doing like the little distances. So 3K every day in December. And I was like, oh, this is the bright thing to do. Someone who hates running, what do? Run again.
And every day.
Every day. I did it for 3 weeks straight, and it made me more comfortable with the idea of starting to run again.
Yeah.
And then I started my training block for Hackney Half. I kid you not, if you've not already done a half marathon, do it. Like as a race, because I jumped from 10K straight to a marathon. I didn't do a half in between.
You just went from 10K to...
Yeah. Do you know
You're
what?
insane.
But stay with me on this one.
Okay.
If you do a half marathon and hate it, what chance do you have of doing a marathon?
Yeah.
Because it's the mindset. It's not about your body. It's about your mindset. I know myself well enough to know that if I run 21 kilometers and I don't like it, I'm never going to do a marathon. So I was like, oh, just go head first into the marathon. Did the marathon, got the ick, came back to it. And I swear to you, on everything I hold dear, I have loved this training block. I've loved it. I'm so excited for Hackney Half. If someone said, run Hackney Half tomorrow, I would do it.
Oh my God, I need to take a leaf out of your book.
It's honestly the best thing.
To it.
But now that the thing is, now that you've done a marathon, whether you've done half marathons before or not, you'll find that your attitude towards it is different, because it's like, oh, I'm only doing a 15K.
And it's just half.
Oh, I'm only doing,
that's
it's only a half.
The funny thing is that when you're training for stuff like that and you tell people that like maybe don't run or aren't into fitness, oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm doing 25K. They're like, what? And I'm like, it's not even that far.
Exactly.
In the grand scheme of things.
So that's the attitude that you may adopt going into it now that you've done the bigger distance. And the funniest thing is that you could get like halfway through or to the end of your training block doing half marathon training and be like, I'm actually ready to do another marathon. The training is awful. Training for a marathon is awful, but race day itself, I can't compare the feeling to anything else. I genuinely cannot.
I need that back because mine was the other way around. I loved training, like loved it. Race day came, I thought, oh my, it was hell. Like, you know, like as a girl, there's times of the months where you don't do those things. Like you don't run far on certain times of months. It was that week. I ran a kilometer and I thought, this is done. I thought, this is it.
Oh, no.
And then I got to like 25K and I thought, why is the crowd yelling at me? I thought, everyone stop shouting at me. I'm just a girl.
Oh.
So I need a good race day experience because I've never had one.
No, I hear
I need to book a race and enjoy the race.
You should. Try and get into London next year. London is great. No, London is
just more
such
people
a
yelling
big,
at me.
but it's so different. I think one of the things that actually really carried me was the crowd, and I had my name on my top, and they were like, "Come on, Bobs, you can do it." And I'm like, "Do I know you? Do I not?" And
Hello.
it was like so beautiful to see like my family, my friends
Yeah.
all along the route. The cheer zones were absolutely electric, and it was just such a beautiful feeling. Like I even feel like I feel all warm whenever I talk about it.
That's
It's such a
amazing.
beautiful experience, but I can see why, like, especially as a girl, like I'm already struggling with just being alive right
Yeah.
now, and now you're adding like running to the
I
mix.
had in
Um,
26 miles.
but
Yeah.
definitely like
I think
feel
maybe I
like
need
you
to
can
try
find it.
London. I'll
Try,
try
but even
London. Yeah.
Manchester again,
No. But I
just
finished
at an
Manchester.
ideal like
Yeah.
when you're not a girl,
I
you
know.
know, when we're not suffering for being
Yeah,
female, you
literally.
know.
I finished Manchester. My mum went, "Oh, wouldn't it have been good if you did London though?" I said, "It's still 26 miles, mum."
Do you know what?
Different though,
I
isn't
feel
it?
like it's
It's
different.
yeah.
I've heard that it's different. Um, London spots are generally very, very coveted, but I feel like if you kind of put it out there that you want to do it, then you never know what could happen.
Do it for my 30th birthday.
You should.
Yeah.
I
What
said
am
I
I going to
might do
turn
it
30?
again next year because I'm getting rid of the 30s,
Uh-huh,
so
uh-huh.
saying goodbye to my 30s. So I might as well. But I don't know if I'm interested in sacrificing as much as I did because it is a lot
Yeah,
of
it is,
sacrifice.
isn't it? More than you expect.
Mm-hmm.
Way more than you expect.
Physical, mental, and because I like lifting, you have to focus so much on the running. You've got to focus more on carbs, but I'm a protein girl, so I was
Yeah.
trying to do the balance
Mm,
thing, and I really struggled, and it did hurt
it
like
is hard.
a lot.
And you have to put it back up as well.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
So, how would you say fitness has changed you as a person?
Do you know what? It's been my safe space.
Yeah.
Um, I got into fitness because of heartbreak. I was really young, and I was crying over a boy.
Yeah. We've
Um,
all been there.
and it's funny because it wasn't like oh, I'm gonna go to the gym because I'm heartbroken.
Mm.
When I'm really stressed, I starve, like really, really significantly stressed. Like something needs to be hurting so bad inside that I just won't eat because the thing that is hurting me is just taking precedent over the need for basic survival.
Yeah.
And I was basically starving myself. And I lost some weight, and someone was like, "Oh, you've lost some weight. You look great." And something just pinged in my mind, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I should go to the gym." Went to the gym and felt really good about myself, and then it actually stopped being about how I looked, and it started to become about like how I felt. But then I kind of fell back into the how I looked, and it became like quite obsessive.
Yeah.
And I was just very much like, I want to go to the gym. I want to run. I want to like do all of this stuff. But then I found that the older I started to get, I started to see it as like a safe space, as somewhere to kind of silence the noises. Because as you get older, there's like more problems that kind of come with being older,
Don't scare me.
like life. No, not like that, but just like you become responsible for
Yeah.
stuff. So I lost a lot of weight. And then I got pregnant with her as soon as I lost that weight, and
Like, just as I'm
that was
that good.
painful. Because I was very hungry when I was pregnant
Yeah.
with her. I put on 5 stone with her, so all the weight I'd lost, I gained it back and some more. And then I wanted to get fit after I had her, but I had to focus on being a mum first. And then I got postnatal depression, and then I was just like, this baby is, I don't know what's going on
Yeah.
here.
Look what you've done.
Like, and it wasn't her because I
Yeah.
loved her. I loved the fact that I was a mum, but I hated what it had done to my body because I was so self-conscious. And because I'd always battled with my weight, it was like we've come into like another hurdle now, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Then I got really fit again. Then I went through like really turbulent stuff, like my dad died and then my mum died, and I found that I was always able to revert back to fitness
Mm.
for that. And again, it kind of helped like with my mental, and then obviously when I got cancer as well, it was the one thing that felt like a constant, and it was the one thing I wanted to try and stay in control of, because obviously we're going to speak about like cancer generally, but like fitness wise, it was the one thing I knew I can go to the gym and I can attempt this weight, and if that weight is not kind to me, I can reduce the weight even though I didn't
Yeah.
want to. It was just something I've always been able to go back to. And a lot of the reason why a lot of people say, oh, you're either a runner or a lifter, I feel like I'm both, and the reason I'm both is because I feel very different doing both.
Mm.
I have a little bit more ownership over the distances I want to run. You kind of can assess how your body feels, and it does come with its challenges. So
Yeah.
my knees are done. My knees are
Finished.
done. I'm constantly tired
Yeah.
from trying to do both, but the peace I get mentally, I think it supersedes all of that.
Yeah.
So fitness, I genuinely believe that fitness has like saved my life, and it continues to give me life. Everything about it is just so, it's just so powerful. And I don't think that there's anything that makes me feel as strong as being able to make decisions about my own health and taking ownership over that. I was very fixated on like being slimmer when I was bigger.
Yeah.
Then when I got super slim, like my brothers, they cussed me. They were just like, "You have a lollipop head. You need to eat some food. Here's a biscuit." And it was really hard because I wasn't even sure if I was happy when I got to the size
Yeah.
that I thought I wanted to be. I was like shopping in the kids section. I was like, this isn't cool. This is not
Yeah.
like, yeah, kids section. So like the older kids,
Yeah.
kids these days are big though. So
Yeah. They're growing.
so it was just kind of like, now that I'm super skinny, I don't think I'm happy. And then
Mm.
when I got sick, I just wanted to be strong, and I
Yeah.
realized that it doesn't come with a size. So since like coming out of it, I've literally just been like, okay, here's this weight. Here, lift this heavy weight.
Yeah.
Okay, here, lift this heavy weight. Here, run 5K. Here, run 16.
And
Here, run a marathon.
honestly, because they say like you take your body for granted until you can't
Yeah.
do anything with it.
And so
So
you have
like,
no choice.
yeah. So then when you kind of get that back and it's like, oh my days I can do anything,
Yeah.
you don't want to waste a day where you're not doing it,
I
essentially.
think I definitely agree, but I also kind of feel like we've become super positive. Like it's even toxic how
Mm.
positive people become. It's like, oh, I'm gonna move my body because I might not be able to move it tomorrow, but you might not want to move your body tomorrow either.
I want a sofa day.
And that's okay. Like we don't have to try and make something positive out of everything all the time. We're human beings. We're allowed to actually be like, I don't care to move my body today.
Yeah.
Like I say this all the time, it's not the trauma Olympics. Like just because somebody else can't move their body doesn't mean that you should move your body.
Yeah.
You should move your body for you and not in comparison to somebody else. Like I do feel like we've just gone into the, at least it's not this and at least it's not
Yeah.
that. Oh, thank God I've got food because there are starving kids elsewhere. And it's just kind of like, but you, unless you're going to feed them, I
Yeah.
really feel like you should just do whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
I just like, I know it's a bit I think it's a bit controversial to say it, and I'm like, I can take ownership, and whatever backlash can come with it, I don't mind. But I'm just very much focused on like allowing people to be human and to feel human emotions, because life is actually already hard enough without
Yeah.
comparing yourself to other people. I am so grateful for the movement that I do have in my body, especially after everything I've been through. And I do honor my body by moving it more, but I feel like people have to be on that journey for themselves.
Yeah.
Because it took a long time for me to just be like, actually, you can sit in those emotions and be like, actually, I really hate that I wasn't able to move my body.
Yeah.
And I hated the feeling that came with not being able to move my body. But that's because I came from moving my body so much and then stopping. But people have to get to that point
Yeah.
for them to learn like the value of it. And some people just will never know.
No.
They don't learn, and it is too late for them. But you just have to be grateful for like your eyes being open to the gift of movement.
Yeah. And I've said that before. I said like you don't know what you have until you don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you so much more grateful.
Yeah.
And whatever you want to do with that gratitude, you choose to do it with. Like if
Absolutely.
you come out of this journey and you think, I never want to exercise again, all I want to do is go on holiday and eat and drink,
Yeah.
that's your prerogative. Like you've at this point you've earned it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I want to go into a little bit about your diagnosis and
Yeah.
that journey. So we've spoke a little bit about it before.
Yeah.
So with whatever you're comfortable with. So we'll start from the start. So how did you find out that you had cancer? How did you get about onto that journey?
So whenever I speak about like my diagnosis, I kind of feel like it started like way before. So obviously I battled with my weight. And I think that entire journey started with my dad passing away.
Mm.
I was very, very stressed. very, very stressed because it was my first experience
Yeah.
with death like that.
How old were you when your dad passed away?
I was 34.
That's young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But any age that someone
Yeah.
passes is always going to be too soon, especially if it's like your
A parent.
parent.
Yeah.
And I didn't have time to process that grief before my mum died, because my mum died like 9 months later. So it was just like, oh, really?
Is that again?
Like, and I was like,
Yeah.
when my dad died, I was like, my life couldn't get any worse.
Mm.
Then when my mum died, I was like, oh, nah, my life could not get any worse. And then I split with my daughter's dad. And I do joke about it, and I say that was a bit of a win for me, because it was, I just wanted to be by myself at this point.
Said you've done me a favor.
Yeah. But then it was, I had lost a lot of weight.
Mm.
And I think, again, stress, just navigating so many new levels of normal was just really stressful. And I think I didn't do it. I think that was really unintentional weight loss. So I did get like slim, not skinny to like when my brothers were talking about it, but I just wasn't able to put the weight back on. But I think
Yeah.
there was just too much going on. And then just one random day, my arm brushed my hip, and I was like, oh, it's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Very weird feeling. So I just like put my hand on my hip, and it felt like a £2 coin, like a double stacked £2 coin. So it was like quite
It was
thick.
big. Yeah, that's quite big.
Big. And I was like, this is a very strange feeling. And then I touched the other side, and it didn't feel the same.
Yeah.
And then I messaged two of my best friends, and I was like, I found a lump. And they said, does it hurt? And I said, no. Does it move? Yes. How do you feel? And I said, I feel fine, but there's just a lump there. And then I called the GP, and I said, hello, I found a lump. Then they said, we're going to book you in for an appointment. And because it was still like kind of COVID times, it was April 2021, I found the lump.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh yeah, we'll have you in for an appointment. I turned up for the appointment, and this was probably at the beginning of June of 2021. And they said, why are you here? And I said, because I've got an appointment.
Yeah, what else?
And they said, it's a telephone consultation. I said, there's a lump on my hip. Why on earth would you give me a telephone consultation? I've already described to you what it looks like and feels like. What do you need to be on the phone to me for? So they said, oh, we'll just rearrange it. So I had to wait another few weeks for that. Then they were like, oh, does it hurt? Does it do this? And it was just like, it doesn't hurt. It moves. This is it. Then they looked at my other hip, and they were like, oh, okay, we're going to refer you to like Lewisham Hospital for some scans. Went for the scans. Then they were like, we're going to refer you to the soft tissue sarcoma unit. I said, sarcoma sounds like cancer. I'm sure a sarcoma is cancerous. Yeah. And they said, oh, no, there's nothing to worry about. And this is like June, July 2021. Yeah. On my life, I didn't worry.
Yeah, because they've told you.
They've told me don't worry.
Yeah, I trust you. I'm not going to worry.
And I'm very much, I believe you. I take you at your word until you prove that you can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Because you have, like, why do you have a reason to lie to me? You don't know me. So I went along with it, and then met my consultant. He was lovely, though. And he was just like, oh, we're going to do a biopsy. I said, yeah, but biopsy's cancer.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Like, if I wasn't sure about the other bits, I know that I know that a biopsy means it could be cancer. He was like, no, don't worry. And I didn't worry.
Did you go home and like Google anything? Because I would have been.
I did not. When I tell you, I am so trusting. If you tell me not to worry, I promise you I'm not going to worry.
Gravy, yeah.
So I went months going back and forth from Royal Marsden, which is a very well-established cancer hospital, going to a hospital with loads of cancer patients and just being, no, I'm fine.
Yes, okay.
The whole summer passed, I'm fine. The Christmas passed, I'm fine. I didn't even talk about it to anyone. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even update like my siblings on what was happening. I was just like, oh, I'm just going for an appointment. Yeah. And you know what? Until I just said it, I realized I didn't actually speak about it in that process because I wasn't worried.
Yeah, because the problem is, you trusted said it's fine, right? Just testing.
And I felt like I didn't want to make people worry for nothing, so it just felt like it wasn't relevant to say anything. And then a few days, it got to February, and they told me that they'd done like more biopsies and stuff, and the diagnosis name, it came up in a conversation, but it was like, oh, don't worry about it. So I just still wasn't worried. I know it sounds mad. It's honestly, I didn't even Google it. I heard the name and did not. When I tell you, but I don't want to call it burying my head in the sand, but I just didn't want to deal with it until you've confirmed that this is what it is. I think I just didn't want to deal with it, because it's like, if it is that, I'm gonna have to deal with it anyway. So while I think I just blocked it out of my mind, and that's mad, because this is the first time I'm actually acknowledging I think I purposely blocked it out.
You would though, because whilst you've got like an expert in front of you saying, don't worry, it's not on you to worry now until it is. And that like what, April till like past December of just not having to worry because someone else is dealing with it. That's lovely.
It's honestly, I'm thinking it sounds mad now though. And then the day before I actually got diagnosed, I was supposed to come in for I was supposed to have a telephone consultation. And then they called me on February the 9th, and they said, we're going to need you to come in tomorrow. Oh, just about your consultation tomorrow. Are you still able to come in? I said, come in for what? It's a telephone consultation. Then they were like, oh, we're going to need you to come in. And I said, I'm not going to lie. I'm not coming in. I am a single mum. I have a 6-year-old child. I am not coming all the way. It's Sutton from where I live in London is like 2 hours away on public transport. It is an hour and a half to drive. And I said, whatever you have to tell me, you're going to have to tell me on the phone. What I don't want to do is bring my 6-year-old child with me, make her miss her gymnastics session, because I'm a mum. First and foremost, I'm a mum. Make her miss her session for you to tell me I have cancer. You're going to need to call me. Then they went back and they said, oh, we're gonna be able to call you. And I said, okay, thanks. What time will you be calling me? They said 5 o'clock. 5 p.m. So I've got to wait. They called me at 3 p.m. the day before. Speed it up, please, because if you're going to tell me, you're actually going to make me wait for over 24 hours to tell me what I think I already know you're going to tell me. And I think that was the point. After I came off the phone, that was the point where I was like, I should be worried.
Because they really could have said, don't stress. They've been saying don't worry for months. They could have said, don't stress, it's fine.
No, but they knew it wasn't fine.
They knew it wasn't fine.
So I knew it wasn't fine at this point. And I remember calling both of my brothers and I was like, yeah, guys, I think I've got cancer. What makes you say that? And I said, they've told me they're going to call me for something. They wanted me to come in. And now they've told me they're going to call me. They're going to call me to tell me that I've got cancer. And they said, well, try not to stress. Let us know what you need. And I said, fine. And I was stressed and I didn't sleep and I didn't eat. And I still had to be normal for her. And I think that in the whole thing, I think that was the hardest thing, just being normal. So I woke up in the morning, got her ready for school as normal, took her to her gymnastics as normal. I logged on for work as normal, took her to her gymnastics, and then she'd gone in. And then I was waiting for them to call, and they called at 4:57. And it's so like, I know it's so specific, but I just remember it like so vividly. It's actually quite traumatic, because you always will remember like these key points, how you felt, what you were doing. And I remember like I was just typing on my laptop and I'd sent her off on her merry way to go and do her gymnastics. She was 6 and she loved it. And they called at 4:57, and I actually don't remember much of the conversation. And they just asked, my consultant, again, lovely guy, he was like, do you have any questions? And I said, yeah, just one. Do I have cancer? And he said, yeah. And like, it literally felt like, when you watch a movie and it just turns into like white noise and beeps and all of that stuff, like the ECG machine, when it flatlines, that's what I could hear. And it just, everything, I don't know, it felt like the Matrix, loads of stuff, just movement behind my eyes and stuff. And I burst into tears because even though I knew it was coming, to actually hear the confirmation was so painful. And I was the person who was running 5K a day. I was the person who was not seasoning her chicken and eating broccoli. And I wasn't eating excessive sugar. I was doing all like the right things. So how did I get to the point where I'm being diagnosed with cancer? And it's not to say anyone else deserves it because they're doing the things I wasn't doing, but it just made me really like angry because like, why me? And then I think the single hardest part was the time between being diagnosed and her coming out of gymnastics. I had 23 minutes to pull myself together. And I had to get so much emotion out. and she ran out of gymnastics. I still remember it to a degree. It was like quite comfy, and she ran up to me. She was like, "Mummy, we did the bridge," and it was so beautiful.
So
And
sweet.
I couldn't help but hurt, because I was just like, she doesn't even know what's going on. She doesn't actually know
No.
what's just happened. And it was so hard to pull myself together. And there were some people who had seen me while I was crying. They were just like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I had to pull myself together just so I could be a mum. And I called my brothers in that time as well. And I called my best friend in that time. And I was just like, "Yeah, they've said it's cancer."
Yeah.
So they came round, they ordered Chinese, and I couldn't eat. And I actually didn't eat for like a week. And I saw someone I knew, and she was just like, "Oh my God, you look amazing. Like, whatever you're doing," I love her to death. "Whatever you've got going on, I hope the same for me." And I said, "I
Girl,
I don't think you do.
you don't want this.
No." And then it just became this whole thing about, how are we going to fight this? How are we going to battle this? And there was just so much going on in my head. And all I thought was, am I going to die?
Mm,
And I remember like really stressing about how to tell her, because ultimately I have to tell her.
yeah.
But because she's 6, how do you tell a 6-year-old who has already suffered so much loss in that time, that there's now a risk that like they could lose one of their parents? The
Yeah.
other parent is no longer with the surviving, like the parent you live with is gonna go,
Yeah.
and you don't even have the other parent around. So it was just so much like to consider. And I remember telling her, I didn't even look at her. We were in the car on the way to my sister-in-law's birthday, because I knew there was cake at the end of it. So I was like, at least if I tell her, there'll be cake at the end, and cake makes people happy, you
Yeah.
know? And
Even
it
to this
made a
day.
6-year-old happy.
Yeah.
Cake still makes me happy. And I tell people all the time, we're like, "Oh," because I'm like very fitness. People never want to say, "Oh, I feel like eating cake." I'm like, "Eat the damn
We eat the
cake."
cake. What?
Yes.
Life's too short.
And I hate to say it, it sounds so morbid. I'm like, you're gonna die anyway. Like you genuinely are. And it's
No,
it's
literally.
not to be morbid, it's not
No.
to wish anything or put anything in the universe. Because one thing that we do not have a handle on is how to beat death. So we're all gonna die.
Yeah. It's the
Like
only thing that's guaranteed.
guaranteed.
So
And
like,
taxes, council
yeah.
tax, and parking tickets.
Ew. Oh, there's a lot to worry about.
When I say adulthood, that's what I'm talking about. You know, you've got to worry about parking tickets, parking fines, council tax, all of that.
It's crazy. But
Tax
that's
is still worse though.
yeah. Cancer beats all. But that's the thing as well, isn't it? Like, there's all this stuff going on, and like in your world, there's like this one thing that looms over everything.
Yeah.
But then you still have to figure out the rest.
Yeah.
And that's hardest part, because
Yeah.
there are some days where you don't want to figure out the rest.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Why do I have to do this? And what is the point?
Yeah.
And then you have to be like, hey, you're an adult, suck it up, let's go. But it's that kind of now going through the motions of stuff that doesn't matter. You know, when you go to work and you just think, why are you asking me to do this?
Yeah.
I don't care. And it's that like bringing yourself back to be like, okay, this is in my world. Let's rejig.
Yeah.
And let's keep it stepping.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I kind of feel like you don't acknowledge that everything actually doesn't matter. Like everything doesn't matter. But your life has to be at risk for you to recognize that.
Yeah.
And it showed, like, having cancer just showed me that it doesn't pick like people who have it all together. It doesn't pick a convenient moment. You are dealing with everything that you would have been dealing with anyway. And then cancer just knocks on the door and says, "Hey,
got something for you."
And then everything else becomes irrelevant.
Yeah.
Everything that you know, it has to stop in that moment, and you have to acknowledge it. You have to give it the audience it actually deserves, because if you don't, you're gonna die.
Yeah. How did you feel though, knowing that you had like pretty much taken care of your body this whole time? Like you were doing, like we said, like you were doing all the right things. Like you were healthy, you were exercising, everything in moderation. And then this, like what feeling did that bring out for you?
Anger. I was angry. I felt so let down. And because I love control, I love it. I love control. this was something I couldn't control.
Yeah.
And it was worse for me because I am very much, I said, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do it myself. I don't want help from anybody. I don't want your help.
Yeah.
I don't want you to do it. I can do it myself. I will YouTube it. I will Google it.
Yeah.
Anything but Googling the diagnosis is
No,
what I
you
did.
could've done
I think
that.
I only Googled it, like going back to that quickly. I think I actually only Googled it the day before I was officially diagnosed.
Yeah. So what is this?
Listen, what is like when I say I feel like it stems from having I was very sheltered when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't want to deal with it if I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah. Someone else is doing it.
Let someone else.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let
You've-
someone else do it.
Yeah, and he's gone to university for how long? You've got your degree.
Right.
What do you need me for?
You tell me. Because then the worst thing about it is that now I could cough funny and go and Google if the cancer's back. That's what it has done. And I think that's probably the risk I would have taken like previously. But I was just so angry. I'm not even an angry person.
Yeah.
I wasn't angry at anyone. I was angry at myself. I was like, what did you do? Like, what did you do? Like, what is wrong with you? Why have you allowed yourself to get like this? And the type of cancer I had was it's called a myxoid liposarcoma. It's hardened fatty cells. So I'm like, so I can't even lose weight, right? Like I was so angry. I felt so betrayed, and there was no one to take it out on. Nobody.
Literally.
Like my body had actually failed me. And while I was actually having treatment, I tried to carry on going to the gym to try and lift the weights I was lifting before. And mentally, it did a lot more damage because it made me feel useless because I was like, even now you're useless. There were like I say voices in my head, but there was a voice telling me I was useless. Like you can't get it right. Like, and it was really horrible. And in hindsight, I actually recognized that was so mean of me to myself. And the version of me that was like the version of me that I am now, if I saw the version of me that had cancer, like if it was like a out of body experience, I would go and I'd shake the hell out of her and I'd say, relax, you actually have cancer. Can you sit down?
Yeah.
Can you actually just sit down for a second? But the problem was I just wanted to still be in control because it felt like I'd lost everything else. And those were that was out of my control. So losing my parents was completely out of my control. Splitting up from the long-term relationship, that was out of my control. It had to happen.
Yeah.
But it was just like this one thing, just let me have ownership over my own life.
Yeah.
Let me still go to the gym, please. It's the one thing that has kept me going, and now cancer's taken it away from me. Accepting help from my siblings was really hard mentally. I want to do everything myself. I want to be everywhere. I want to be on everything. And I had to like let go of a lot of power that I felt powerful, and I felt powerful in being able to make decisions for myself, to now not being able to make decisions for myself, being told, oh, you should eat this. Oh, you shouldn't eat this. Oh, you got to go here. Oh, you got to go there. And my friends and my family did not let me go to any appointment by myself. They also did not let me take her to any of her things. So all the clubs, they assembled together like the Avengers. And I say it all the time. They came together so quick. There was a schedule in place. All they needed was like the dates and the times of my treatment. And then they were just like, okay, so I'm going to take you to your appointment. This person's going to pick her up from school. I'm going to take you to your appointment. This person is going to bring her home because we've kept her for a few hours so you can sleep after your appointment. And it was just it was like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
But I hated having that little control over what I was doing with my day. I wanted to drink. And I was told, you're not allowed to drink. So I want to drink anyway.
Some wine.
Like I really wanted, I coped, like when my dad passed away, I coped by drinking a lot of wine. And it felt like that was the go-to.
Yeah.
Because I was
That's what you know at that point of how to cope.
And I was very high functioning. So I could down a bottle of wine and wake up and go to the gym. That is like, but when you blot out stuff, sometimes you just become like, it was like autopilot. I was just able to get on with it, but I couldn't do autopilot with the cancer. I just couldn't because it was treating me in a way that I didn't recognize.
Your body will not, but like your body shuts down.
Yeah.
Like there's no high functioning through it, push through, or like one more rep. It's like
there was none.
It's done. When it's done, it's done.
I literally had nothing. And it was changing me in ways, both physically and mentally, that I really hated. Because I only had radiotherapy. And
don't say only. That's radiotherapy is radiotherapy.
Sorry. I'll take that back. I had radiotherapy.
Get it, girl.
I had radiotherapy, and like it changed like my body. Like I got like really black. Like my hips went really, really
Mm,
really black. Because like from the burning, it's like I don't even feel it. So what are you burning? Why is my skin
yeah,
doing this? But I also had like severe nausea. And it changed like my skin tone as well when I broke out in really bad acne. I'm not a blemish girl. I'm not a pimple girl. I'm not an acne girl. And
yeah.
all of that I had. And it made me a few shades lighter. I was maybe a couple shades darker than you,
Oh,
from the color that I am now. And I was like, you lot, I'm changing color. What's going on here? And they were like, oh no, this is nothing to do with
transforming.
us. And I said, it is, because the only thing that's changed is that I've got cancer and I'm having
Did they tell
radiotherapy.
you it was nothing to do with that?
Yeah, they said it wasn't that. Your skin shouldn't change color.
Well, it
And I was like,
is.
but it is. Now what?
Innit?
Where do we go
Fix
from
it.
here?
Help.
And I was like, I've got nausea. And they were like, that's not related to the radiotherapy because it's not around your abdomen. But it is. But maybe it's just anxiety. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's because I've got cancer. And I felt like I fight for my life every day. I don't want to fight with you lot as well.
Yeah.
And at this point, I felt, because I was angry, I became a lot more combative, because I was just kind of like, I trusted you lot. You told
Mm,
me it was nothing, and now it's not nothing. So I can't trust anything that you
yeah.
say. So I'm going to argue. And I'm going to argue for the sake of arguing.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I'm here and I have cancer anyway. So,
Yeah.
like, if I die, then you won't have to argue with me anymore.
Literally. Nothing to lose at this
Like,
point.
it was just very chaotic in my mind. My mind was very chaotic, and I was spiraling a lot. I spiraled hard, and I didn't talk about like how hard I was spiraling,
Mm.
because there were so many things going through my head, and I still had to be a parent.
That
Like,
to me is the maddest thing. Like the way you speak about what you were going through,
yeah,
and then actually the reality of it is you were waking up and being a mum,
yeah,
like full time
full time,
single mum.
yeah,
Obviously with a village, but like it's still you're the mum.
yeah.
Like at the end of the day, she's still gonna come to you.
Come back to me at the end.
So after, yeah, it's
Mm.
insane.
It
Insane.
is, but it's funny because after that, I had to have surgery to remove the tumor, and I actually delayed my surgery because I had a holiday booked. You're not going to stop me from going on holiday. I'm so
I'm
sorry.
flying out.
Nah, to Mexico for 2 weeks. You think I was going to?
Oh
I was
yeah,
never.
move to
I
surgery.
said, listen, if I'm supposed to have this cancer, it will come back and I'll deal with it then, because what more are you
That's
going to
it.
do to me? Don't take my holiday. Don't take my holiday from me.
Yeah,
Like, you can't. You've taken everything. You
no,
have actually taken
let me
everything.
have the sun.
Let me have the holiday. It's
Yeah,
2 weeks. And I begged and I pleaded with my consultant. Again, lovely guy. Um, I begged and I pleaded, and I was like, can I just go on holiday for 2 weeks? I promise you, I will come back into arrivals and come to the hospital myself. And they were like, oh no, because I've got to, like, you've got to prepare, like, not do certain things. You've got to
yeah,
wash with certain soaps and all of that. So they gave me everything I needed. And then they let me go on holiday. And I lived on that holiday. I enjoyed that
that's
holiday
beautiful.
so much. But I think equally, the weekend before I was diagnosed, I actually lived my best life.
Yeah,
So it's almost as if I knew my life was about to literally change forever.
yeah.
That sounds bare
Your body
dramatic.
was like,
Forever. I think my body knew what was
yeah,
coming, and what was to ensue sort of following that diagnosis. Um, so we got back from Mexico on June the 29th. My surgery was booked for June the 30th. And I quite liked the hospital. They were great.
yeah.
They gave me like a
Okay.
warm blanket because I get cold. So
Aw.
they actually heated up the blanket. They warmed the blanket and then they cover you with it as you go into the thing for them to like put you to sleep. And I just remember like, I don't know, I don't think I was worried that much until shortly before I went down, because I think things changed. Like, I've had surgery a lot for different things. And after having my daughter, I think the third time I had surgery, because I get like cysts on my ovaries and stuff. So you get all of these health
Yeah.
problems and then cancer still wants to come.
So-
And there was this massive fear of not waking up
Mm.
after surgery.
People say that a lot, don't they?
Yeah. I
That
was
must
never
be
worried,
such.
before having her, I
Yeah.
was never ever worried about not waking up. I was like, I'm gonna wake up, it's fine.
Isn't it?
And then I think the third time I had surgery on my ovaries, I was just like, but what if I don't wake up? But what if and the thing is, I can't say anything. This everything I have to say now because
Yeah.
there is a huge risk that I'm not gonna wake up from this surgery.
Yeah.
They make you sign stuff to say you might not wake up.
Do they?
Like you've got to sign the form to consent to them doing the surgery.
I'll be like, you can do it, but please wake me up.
No,
Like, just
you can't.
tap me, I'll wake up.
And
That's
when they give
crazy.
you the anesthetic, you have no control. Like it is literally you will fall asleep, and that could literally be the last. The last thing you hear. Sorry, I feel like I'm
Oh
traumatizing you.
my days.
Like they make you count down. They say, "Oh, you got to count to one." I've never got to one. I've never ever got to ever. All I remember is waking up, and I'm so grateful to God that I do get to wake up,
Yeah.
and I have woken up from it. But I just remember just opening my eyes and then just like my face was itching. I was really groggy. And I remember feeling my hip and it just felt really swollen.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe the cancer's gone then. And then I was also in recovery from other surgery because I developed more cysts. In that taking
You couldn't catch a
control.
break.
Honestly, when I tell you, yeah, just I'm the iron babes. I'm the iron lady. Because I think I brought on myself. The cyst thing, I'm very prone to cysts on my ovaries anyway.
Yeah.
I've had surgery to remove them a few times, and I was feeling a lot of pain while I was having like radiotherapy and stuff, and I ignored it because I was like, no, it's the cancer, no, it's the cancer. The pain got worse, and I do have a what they call a high pain threshold,
Yeah.
but I also don't like to inconvenience people. So I didn't want to bother anybody with my pain until I couldn't bear it anymore. And then I ended up in hospital again and they said, oh, the cysts are back. And then I was like, so can you just operate? Because I felt this pain before. It felt like very twisty.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you just operate, please? And they said, no. They said, you don't need the surgery. And I said, I do, because I can feel it twisting. And then they kept me in hospital for 4 days and refused to do the surgery. Then they tried to discharge me. And then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna scream down this place because
Yeah.
I didn't come here for nothing. I am actually a cancer patient. I'm in active treatment.
Yeah.
You lot need to deal with me, and you need to deal with me as soon as possible. So I was pretty much screaming down the ward, and they said that they were gonna release me. I refused, and then I I asked to be seen. They said they were going to send me home. I said, no, you need to do it now because I can feel like something feels like it's going to rupture. And then bearing in mind, I'd literally just finished radiotherapy at this point. So I was still like really delicate. There was a lot going on,
Yeah.
babes. And then when they eventually decided to do the surgery, another one of, oh my God, what if I don't wake up? I woke up from that surgery and they came over and they said, oh, so you were right. Your ovary was twisting. But because it was so twisted, you lost a lot of blood supply to it. And now we've removed 40% of your ovary. We don't know whether it will affect you having any more children. That's, of course, if you were going to have more children. But yeah, this
Are
wasn't our
you?
fault, though. Yeah. Honestly, when I tell you, I've been through it, babes. I've been through it.
I am speechless. Like the flippant nature of that. I'd be like, wait a minute, you've just knocked me out.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me you've taken my ovary. I might not be able to have children, and I'm still going through radiotherapy.
Yeah. It was a lot. So again, like just more mental stuff to try and recover from. And I think just because there was a lot of like, it felt like gaslighting, a lot of gaslighting. You
Especially
can't
them
be
saying it's
feeling
not their
like
fault.
that. Yeah, like you can't be feeling like that. This isn't normal for other people. This is not, you shouldn't be experiencing that. This doesn't affect people like you. And it was just so strange because I was like, this is my body. And this is what happens when you don't listen to people about how they feel in their bodies. And again, I'm very combative because I've trusted you in the past and you've let me down. Now I've let myself down because I've not even been able to advocate for myself. In that scenario, I had to, because if they sent me home, I could have died.
Yeah.
But then all they're going to do is say, I'm really sorry for our failings. We will learn in the future. But then what does your learning do to a child who now doesn't have a mum?
Yeah. Nothing.
So it's just, it's this the whole like experience. It's shown me just so much. And I think that from having it and all the experiences, they have made me who I am today,
Yeah.
and they have made me want to be like the voice that I had to, like, towards the end, because it's just very much like, how many other people, men, women, have been told, no, you shouldn't be feeling like that, and they just accept it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's so easy because you trust, like, I trust you because you're the professionals. Like, I
Yeah.
don't trust you because I know you. Like, we trust those people because we're told to trust them.
Told to
So
trust
when
them.
you have to fight back, you almost feel like you're fighting a brick wall, because it's like,
Yeah.
all I know is my body. I can't give you any medical terms. I
Yeah.
can just tell you it feels twisty.
Yeah.
We're looking at like, what? But like, it feels twisty, please help. And
Yeah.
when they're throwing like medical jargon at you, you're like, I don't know, but it doesn't feel right. And like, it's so important to advocate for that, because even going to the doctors for like minor things, sometimes like my mom would be like, figure out what you want to say before you go in there.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you get in there and they say no, it's not, you just think, okay,
Okay.
no problem.
So one of the things that, sorry to
No.
cut you, I was just gonna say, like, with them, like, a lot of the medical profession, I've been speaking a lot with like Macmillan, and just speaking like at Black Women Rising.
Yeah.
And it's just very much like, one thing that like a lot of the medical profession need to understand is that they see thousands and thousands of people in a day, in a week. So we're one of many to them. But to us, you're one of one. You're the only person I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So please listen to me. Please understand. Like, please take the time to ask me. I get it. You've got to see so many people. The NHS is under a lot of pressure. And
Yeah.
I do understand that. But you also went to uni for this. This is what you went to uni for. This is kind of what comes with it. If you didn't want to do it, you shouldn't be here, because you've got people's lives in your hands. And I understand that it comes with its challenges. Like, working with people is very hard.
Yeah.
Like, working with people
Real
who
hard.
don't have the answers is very, very hard. But you are the person with the answers. So we are looking to you. Like, you are the one person that we need to tell us, am I going to die or not?
Yeah.
Just
And be
tell me.
honest.
Just,
Yeah.
and let me deal with that information, because the more you hide it, the more you kind of skirt around what the realities of these things are, like, you're taking away my right to make a decision for myself. And it's just like, you still have to trust me enough to tell you that what I'm telling you the truth about how I feel. And it isn't your job to make me feel better about it, but what you do have to do is be honest.
And make me aware, because I gotta know. I gotta know. But no, I love the person that I feel like you grew into from that. So obviously I didn't know you before cancer, but I know you afterwards. And like, you see people and you think, oh, I really like them. But then like, you don't know why they are like that or what's built them. And I feel like the more like we interacted on socials and like met in real life, it was like, wow. Like, even today, me finding out that you're 40.
Not yet. Next year.
Even me
No,
finding
if I
out,
was
I'm like,
40 this
what?
year, you'd know about it, because I'd be like, babes, we're having a party. You got to come make yourself available. Not yet.
Not yet. Real soon.
Real soon. Listen, I actually remember turning 30, but guess what? I also remember turning 20. And it feels like I've blinked. And now I've got a 10-year-old child about to go secondary school. And I'm like, who made me responsible for this person?
You really are responsible. Like, you're really an adult.
Like, I don't even think I am. Like, I'm like the type of mum that will trip her over and laugh. Like, it's not, but that's why, like, I'm really like immature. Sorry, babes.
Just help. But yeah, she's in danger.
No, she's not. She's safe. Can I ask you a question? This might be like very off script.
Yeah, go on.
Just, I know we're wrapping up. We've been talking this, right? I feel like it's very different on like your side of it, because I don't know that I took as much time as I could to ask like my siblings, like, how do you feel about it? I know that I was the priority, and the priority was getting me better, but I feel like I only was able to speak to them about it like much later.
Yeah.
Because I think it's strange, because when you get given a diagnosis, people are very worried, and you do ask them, like, I know I've got cancer, but how do you feel? But it's a real thing. It being like your mum, if you could, I guess this is not my podcast, by the way. If you could describe, like, in a sentence, how it made you feel, because I actually think it's important for the people who are affected, because it actually affects all of us, to understand how it feels for you and maybe what you do to kind of combat that.
Um, yeah, so because my mum is like, she's the parent that I'm super close to.
Mm,
And like I grew up with my stepdad, but it was just like my mum has always been there
mm,
and like in the most obvious way.
yeah,
So it's kind of like a natural thing of like I follow her lead. Like
mm,
she is my leader, she's my light. So it's kind of I look at her, I'm like, is she okay? I'm like, okay, you're okay, I'm good.
okay,
If you're okay, I'm good.
okay,
And there are times where like if she's not, I'm like, okay, what's going on?
yeah,
But I follow suit. Like if she could be okay, I'm fine. Like
okay,
that's all I want, basically.
okay. Well, you're doing amazing.
Thank you, Miss Girl.
And using your voice, like it's so sensitive,
Yeah,
and being able to turn that journey from either perspective into something to support others and like normalize it, because it's
yeah,
so taboo
it
to
is.
talk about, and it's still taboo, but the problem is it's affecting more and more of us every day. So
Yeah,
the voice of cancer is getting louder, but we actually have to fight back. So, and
yeah,
I think that these like conversations will pour into that.
yeah.
But yeah, well done
Thank you, Miss
you.
Girl. And thank you for coming.
It's all right.
But no, I appreciate you telling my story because I know that like it's not a nice thing to relive. So
Mm,
like the bravery that it takes to use that almost like trauma in a way to help
mm,
other people is such a brave step because you could easily be like, okay, I'm good now, guys. Thanks for having me.
yeah.
I'm gonna go back to Mexico.
But I think
So
either's
yeah,
like fine. Like some people, they just want to park it and never
yeah,
revisit it again. The problem is that it doesn't make it go away.
no,
And you never want to park it and then it happens to you again, or it
yeah,
happens to someone you love and
you didn't,
you don't know
yeah,
how to help them. Obviously everyone treats whatever they like their experience in whatever way, but I feel like from a religious perspective, for me, I feel like I was put in that situation so I could be that
yeah,
voice, because even though yes it was cancer, it was huge, it was only a little bit of cancer, but it was still cancer. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? It was I had to have a little
yeah,
bit of cancer to become this version of
yeah,
me, and I genuinely feel like it had to happen
yeah,
exactly how it happened. So I'm not grateful for it, but I am, if
yeah.
that
I
makes
understand
sense.
what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like shout out to my mum because now I've got a podcast.
Big up you.
Oh, but no, thank you so much for
You're very
coming. It's
welcome.
been a pleasure.
It has been. I'm a yapper. I could talk all day, but this
Girl,
was
we got
brilliant.
time. Oh, bless you. Thank you.
You're welcome.